Welcome to UHC Generations. In this world, you have one life, and if you die, you pass it to a new creator. I just released an insane video in the world where I travel through time. In reality, that means I downgraded the world to old versions to get Protection 5 God Armor, which I then used to fight 4 wardens. Except, I didn't wear it. In this video, I want to talk about all the crazy things I had to do behind the scenes to make my story work. The episode was really about the two powers in the world of UHCG. Regeneration has historically been the power that kept a generation alive. And that's what these oxide daisies signify because they make regeneration soup. Now I thought, for a good villain arc, you need a force of good and you need a force of evil. So I came up with the concept of degeneration, signified by wither roses. Degeneration is everything that depletes hearts rather than refills them. So I thought of mobs that give those effects, like the wither skeleton for withering and the witch for poison, and I forgot about cave spiders. But hey, trapping these 4 mobs felt like a good way to set the stage for my research. So there we have it, a power of good and a power of evil, regeneration and degeneration. And the crazy thing, this whole villain arc idea, I've been telling you about it since episode 1. So maybe go back and look for some Easter eggs. In my most recent video, I ended up making this broken armor set, Vengeance of Generations Reforged. To make it, I had to get Protection 5 enchantments on diamond armor first. Now everybody knows that getting Protection 5 on armor is usually impossible, but a method was discovered by the YouTuber MiSteaken. I will put a link to his video in the description. If you do end up getting Protection 5 armor yourself, I do think you owe him a sub. The method to actually get the armor is pretty complicated, but somewhat easy to execute. It just takes a lot of time. To get the armor, you need to go back to the first version that had enchanted books in the game. That version is a snapshot called 12W49A. This is in the year 2012, it's crazy. But to get to that version safely, there are a couple steps I had to take. First of all, when you rejoin the world, you're going to be on a different seed, seed 0. Now, that means the seed for the world got reset, but I turned it back. The big advantage of setting the seed to 0 is that you can predict where you will spawn in. All you have to do is go to Chunk Base on version 1.8.9 and look for an ocean. As long as you go there in the actual world before you log off and go back to 1.8.9, you will fall in water, which means you do not die. Once you've made it to a safe space in version 1.8.9, it is time to go all the way back to 12W49A. This is the cursed snapshot where you do all the grinding, because every time you want to enchant, you need 30 levels, you're going to get an enchantment which you have no idea what it will be. Maybe it is useful for level 5 something, maybe it isn't. And after you do it, you use up all the 30 levels and you have to get them again. The only real way to do this effectively is getting a mob spawner, and in my video, I found a zombie spawner after quite a lot of looking for it. Then finally, when you've used that spawner to get all your level 5 enchantments on the armor, now you have to convert them to protection. And that takes a lot of steps, because you have to travel through different versions that all add some sort of MBT data that makes sure that the armor enchantment gets preserved. You jump through version 1.4.7, 1.6.4, 1.8.9, 1.12.2, and then finally we get to the 2018 snapshot 18W21A. That was what all the jumps were in my video. After you get there, you have to name the armor, change the name. Now, I had to do that anyway, so that was fine. And then put it in a chest. If it's in a player inventory instead of a chest, or it doesn't have a custom name, the entire thing falls apart here. Then in version 18W22B, you now have Protection 5 Diamond Armor. And I just left one step. There's another broken snapshot from the year 2024, where grindstones are super busted, and that is the way that we turn it into God Armor. Probably my biggest mistake in the entire video, but we'll get to that. After getting back to modern version 1.21.10, I wanted everything to work, of course. And I wanted to make sure that nothing got broken in this world, because more than any other world, I don't know where the things are that I want to preserve. Now, normally, your spawn chunks get reset. That is where the end of the world is in this world. Cannot reset it. So, what did I do? I moved all of the region files away before I started on this whole adventure, except for the one that I was in when I switched back to the old versions. I put them in a different folder, made sure it was read-only, and only put them back at the very end. Now, is that cheating? Probably yes, but it doesn't really matter, because this armor set really only exists for one reason. It's a story driver. Now you may say, but Loony, you fought 4 wardens and you acted all cool and you were like, oh, I'm so good, but you had protection 5, so it's cheating. But it's not. You know why? I didn't even use it. Here's the problem. I had an idea for the warden fight. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that cool thing where you use a breeze ball, jump way up. You jump up. Okay, so both breeze balls and the maze wind burst enchantment do not work if you have blast protection. This armor has 4 blast protection, 4 enchantments. So a normal jump goes higher than a breeze ball. It's wacky. Luckily, I had a solution. I thought about all the things I can do. Was I going to fight the wardens in my diamond armor to make a statement? No, that didn't make any sense. Was I going to fight the wardens in the Vengeance of Generations? Doesn't exist anymore. So I came up with the only reasonable solution. I made a Loony Stun double set. This is protection for unbreaking and mending and feather falling and nothing else. Because it really didn't matter. This is my I can do the jumpy armor, which means I could do this. And that technique is what the entire warden fight was built on. But that was only part of what I needed for the warden fight. Because you can jump high up in the air with your breeze balls and your ender pearls. But what if there's a low ceiling? Whole thing falls apart again, so that was not going to work. Luckily, I had a solution. I asked my moderators to help me out. They scouted a city for me on the seed that had a high ceiling and sent me a screenshot. And I was like, no, that's a bad city. I need a better one. Give me a better one. So they gave me a better one. And a better one. And a better one. And a better one. Until we had this one. And this one, this is the city I wanted to record my fight scene in. So I went to the coordinates on my design world. I have a bunch of those. UHCG design, lab design, pre-episode 1, that's the design world. My hardcore design world. You get the picture. And in that design world, I practiced and I practiced and I practiced. I wanted to know where the water should spawn in so I could all get them to the center part of the city. And most importantly, I wanted to make sure that I didn't die in the real thing. Now, in all my practice, I died a couple times. Not very often, but I figured out some major risk factors. And there's really only one. If the wardens stun slam you, like they did right here, that's where you get in trouble. Essentially what happens is the warden hits me down right after I hit it. So you make sure that you bail out of there and you're ready to hotkey your totems, because even though I really thought I was going to do all my time in UHCG without totems, yeah, no, that's like, you're not going to do this without totems. And low key, I kind of hoped that I would pop one because it would have made for a banger intro to the video. But then again, in the end, yeah, kind of happy I didn't. That's scary. That's very scary. So there you have it. Those were most of my secret ingredients into making episode 5 of my UHCG run. Thank you a bunch for watching this video. And if you enjoyed it, please hit that like and subscribe button to help my new channel get started. Appreciate it. Talk to you soon.